My name's James Crain and I manage a large self-replacing Angus herd in the Upper Murray. We breed self-replacement Angus heifers and also obviously steers that go to backgrounders that ultimately end up in feedlots. It's extremely important to have good animal health practices because they're run in large mobs here on the property, and then when they go off the property, not only are they run with a large number of other cattle, but on top of it, these cattle come from a lot of different areas. So I suppose being exposed to disease is inevitable. Our aims here are to get a very tight calving, and that means that all our weaners are basically at the same size, and that's what buyers want. They don't want a big range of weights. In our case, it's probably around 300 kilos. We suspected we had Pestivirus because we noticed that we had a larger number than normal of stillborn calves. Instead of just a nice tight calving like we always had, we'd have this lull period in the middle where we'd have a few calves at the start, none in the middle where we'd normally get most of our calves, and then a fair few calves at the end. I think considering the information I was given at the time that there's a high prevalence of Pestivirus in herds around this area, I think it was a fairly sensible conclusion to jump to. So even if I'm completely wrong, I feel far more comfortable and I think it's a good financial move to vaccinate your herd. The biggest issue with Pestivirus that worries me is probably a number of things. It's not any one thing. A tail in the weaners is not the end of the world, but it does cost money. Certainly stillborn calves cost a lot of money, and even just the disruption to birthing costs. It all costs money. There's a lot of factors that you usually don't have one problem. There's usually a number of factors in anything that you've got to try and reduce. Pestigard's a very simple product to use. It's just a 2 ml dose under the skin, very simple and quick. I highly recommend it to other cattle producers. There's always room for improvement, but our preg test results were pretty good anyway. It was more to try and prevent the dead calves, the tail in the weaner herd, the disrupted calving. That's what it was all about. You cannot sell something you haven't got. It's that simple.